Fox Business Alert, AMD's crystal ball report has the AI chip giant's shares spiking to an all-time high after the company said it expects its data center revenue to jump, get this, 60% to $100 billion over the next 3 to 5 years. So the stock right now up 7.6%. Now, during the company's financial analyst day, CEO Lisa Su said AMD also expects the total market for its data center chips will grow to $1 trillion by 2030. The stock is currently sitting right at the very top of the NASDAQ 100. This as AI data centers are sprouting like mushrooms on a very rich and wet forest floor, rich with cash flowing around. Joining me now live in studio on how she's grabbing some of the fast-growing harvest is AMD CEO Lisa Su. And notwithstanding some poisonous mushrooms that may be out there, these are incredible growth targets. Wow.
Well, thank you, Liz. Hey, it's wonderful to be here. It's great to be in New York. And it is a really exciting time. You know, every once in a while, we take a step back from quarterly earnings to really talk about our long-term vision and strategy. And that's what we did yesterday with our financial analyst day. And the truth is, you know, the technology world is at a big inflection point. And so, yes, the growth numbers are big. The market opportunity is big. And I think the opportunity, you know, for those of us who have, you know, really invested over the last, 5 to 10 years in ensuring that we have the foundational technology, like, this is the time.
Well, especially when you look at a headline that came out today where Anthropic, of course, that runs the Claude chat bot, comes out and says that it will spend $50 billion on AI infrastructure, and they're going to do it in New York and Texas. Now, they use FluidStack, which is their basic cloud partner, and they use specifically NVIDIA chips like CoreWeave does. But something tells me you want in on that market. What is your plan to crack that area?
Well, the way to think about it is, one of the things we talked about is just looking at, what we think the overall market size for AI. And why is it that people are investing so much, Liz? The reason people are investing is because we're really starting to see the productivity benefits on the other side for all enterprises. So absolutely. I mean, we look at this market, we've called it now. When we first started, we were thinking, is it, $300 or $400 billion? Our last forecast was $500 billion in 2028. And now we see that the overall AI market can be, greater than $1 trillion by the time we get to 2030. And so there's a lot of AI demand out there right now. And, we've been investing in this space to have the right technology to support, frankly, all of these great foundational model companies, as well as, applications that big enterprises are using.
Well, you guys are running on all engines here. And so I'm just wondering, have you had the conversations with the CoreWeaves and the FluidStacks of the world? I know they use some of your CPUs, but for your graphic processing units.
We definitely have talked to all of the large, AI users. And the truth is, we're at the stage of AI. I look at this as a 10-year cycle, Liz. And what happens in that cycle is, people want access, to the best technology. And there are lots of different types of technology that you need. So, our belief is truly that there is a tremendous need for both training and inferencing chips. We have lots of respect for all of the large hyperscalers. We're working with all of them, and we continue to expand out into the ecosystem.
When you say that data center growth will top 60% over the next 3 to 5 years, I mean, I referenced the crystal ball. How do you get the confidence, Lisa, to look that far out, especially when the technology sometimes that's rolling off the assembly lines right now is obsolete by the time it gets put into some of these data centers?
Well, we are absolutely moving at an incredible pace, Liz. The entire AI industry has recognized that, computing capability, computing chips are actually equating to intelligence. In other words, the more compute you have, the more intelligent you are, the more you can get from your business in terms of productivity. And that's the attraction in having the latest and greatest and ensuring that we get those installed as fast as possible. On our side, Liz, we've been accelerating our roadmap. So very excited. If I can talk a little bit about our chips. We're currently in production with the MI350 family, but we have this big step up with our next generation chips, our MI400 family, and that's recently we've announced a number of customers who are very excited about it. We had a large partnership with OpenAI that we announced, a partnership with Oracle, a partnership with Meta and the Department of Energy. So all of this is because we're seeing that these partnerships can really put 1 + 1 is greater than 3 when you put hardware, software, applications together.
Are you confident enough to say that the MI400 is enough to, well, not kill the Blackwell by NVIDIA, but to maim them a little bit? Draw a little bit of blood?
I am very confident that the MI400 series and our family of chips is extremely competitive. We're going to come out with the capability to really have, what our customers want is great technology with benefits and total cost of ownership. Because as you're thinking about these data centers, if we can reduce the cost of AI for the average user, that's a great thing, which means that you will have more users going forward. And the way you do that is with the right technology, with the right performance.
We love to kind of open a window and explain a little bit to our viewers who are brilliant, but they might not be totally knowledgeable in all of this. You have the Helios rack system. So, folks, this is a double-wide server rack system that you say will future-proof. And this goes back to what I was saying. Stuff gets obsolete really, really quickly, and it costs a lot to replace with the brand new chip. And first it's the MI400, and then it's the MI500, or the Blackwell versus the Rubin. So how can you guarantee that it's future-proof?
Well, first of all, I'm really impressed, Liz, that you did your research on Helios. What we look at is what do we think technology is going to do over the next 3 to 5 years? And how do we ensure that if you make an investment with AMD tech, that it will really withstand, sort of that whole return on investment cycle? So yes, we looked at, our next generation, Helios racks, as you talked about them, are, very much designed so that they give you incredible AI performance and total cost of ownership. And they also have the ability to be upgradable when you think about, different chips that you need in the future.
Versus totally replaced.
That's right.
You don't need to replace it.
That's exactly right.
You mentioned your big customers, OpenAI, Meta, Oracle, the U.S. government. Those are your big ones. Now, at your Investor Day, you didn't unveil any new names of partners, but at a time when investors are starting to look a little more critically at the spending, concentrated spending from a few gigantic names, why not right here say some of the new customers who might be smaller but are just as valid?
Well, let me say a couple of things about this, Liz, because I think this is an important thing for people to understand. What we have today is we have tremendous demand from AI from the largest hyperscalers, that's for sure. And you've seen that in all of their earnings and what they're reporting in terms of increasing their CapEx. They're doing that for a reason. They're doing that because they're seeing the productivity benefits. They're seeing that when you have more computing capability, you can service more users. And so that's generally a very, very good thing. Now, in terms of our strategic partners and customers, we're extremely happy with the broad set of partners that we have. And yes, we do also look at a whole host of new AI native and AI startups as well as they think about what's next. So from a standpoint of overall customers, Liz, I would say that right now the excitement is really high around getting more AI infrastructure in there. We're very excited about our roadmap. I think the excitement is not just having OpenAI talking about multi-gigawatts with AMD, but we have multiple customers that are in that same type of large scale that are very interested in ramping with us.
OpenAI, that deal, we last spoke, you had struck a gigantic deal to provide 6 gigawatts worth of compute power to OpenAI over the next several years in exchange for the option, if it hits certain targets, for OpenAI to own 10% of AMD. More than a few rivals were saying, why would AMD do that? Why would you give away 10% of the company? You're not doing it unless they hit certain metrics. But, with a couple of weeks in the rearview mirror, because this was just last month, what are the chances that OpenAI will own 10% of AMD?
Well, I think what we've seen is OpenAI is an incredible company in terms of the innovation that they have. Actually, Greg Brockman was here with me, and we talked about the potential of our partnership. I think 6 gigawatts of compute is massive. It's an important...
For people who don't know, 1 gigawatt will power about 750,000 American homes, right?
It's massive.
So 6.
It's massive. And look, I look at it as a wonderful thing. Like, we want to be partnered with the leaders in the industry, and we're betting on success. When we talk about, one of, some of the targets that we talked about yesterday were, growing our data center AI business by 80% compound annual growth rate over the next 3 to 5 years. Those are significant growth rates because we see the AI capabilities that come out there. And when I look at this, I look at it as, this is a case where you want partners where 1 + 1 is greater than 3. And we want strategic alignment. We want to ensure that not only do we work together now, but we work together generation after generation, because that's how you generate real value.
I'm glad you mentioned partners. Another partner, Taiwan Semiconductor. They are the ones who manufacture your brilliant designs and your team's brilliant designs. However, you just announced some very impressive margins that you expect to have for some of this. Well, Taiwan Semi just announced that they are going to raise prices on some of the highest end chip production. Would you ever consider? Intel is a touchy name here because way back in the past, AMD and Intel, AMD sued Intel successfully for monopolistic behavior. But would you ever look at Intel's foundry business, their similar business to Taiwan Semi, and say, you know what, I'll move some of my manufacturing business to Intel's manufacturing business? I know you don't want to fund a rival, but in some ways, would that make sense? Have you looked into that? Have you considered it?
Well, we're always considering manufacturing options, Liz. Taiwan Semiconductor, TSMC, has been a fabulous partner. When I think about their advanced technologies, we've really worked closely together. What has been super important is for us to get a U.S. manufacturing footprint. That continues to be a real priority for us.
Intel?
So TSMC in Arizona has done a fantastic job. We're actually running there in production today, and we're continuing to move more. And look, I would never say never. I mean, the way we should think about this is we want to have a strong U.S. manufacturing footprint. We want to have multiple sources. Those are all good things. And we also need to ensure that technologies are competitive from all kinds of the overall performance, overall pricing, all those kinds of things. But the main thing is we're reliant on the entire ecosystem to grow together. So when we talk about $1 trillion data center total addressable market, like, we need to ensure there's enough advanced silicon. We need to ensure there's enough memory. We need to ensure there's enough data center power. We need to ensure all of those things. And so that's part of what we do, is really look at the entire ecosystem and how it scales together.
Well, from President Biden's effort with the CHIPS Act to bring manufacturing of these crucial elements to the United States, to what President Trump is doing, I have to ask you about your China business. We've spoken to Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, who says zero. He has zero China business right now. How about you? Because right now, the president does not want the highest end chips going to China. China, front page of the Wall Street Journal's business section today, they said that, China is really facing a shortage of these chips. They're trying to do workarounds. Do you have any China customers right now?
So first, I'd like to say, I think the collaboration with this administration to ensure that the U.S. stays as the leader in AI has been really, really appreciated. I know that I appreciate it, my peers appreciate it, because it's a very open dialogue. At the end of the day, we want to lead, and leading is very important. I think there's also a view that we want to ensure that the world is using U.S. technology as much as possible, and that's part of what leadership means. So as it relates to China, we just reported our third-quarter earnings and gave our fourth-quarter guidance, and we said we are not including China revenue today because it is a very dynamic situation. But we're hopeful. When I say we're not including China revenue, that's China AI revenue. We do have lots of other revenue in China, and China continues to be an important market for us, but we want to do it in concert with the administration and the export control policies.
Lisa, thank you. It's been a busy couple of days for the investor conference, and it's great to have you here. We hope you'll continue to speak to our viewers about this exciting time.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet.